All right, so here's the thing. So I had an injury. I basically couldn't work out for the last 13 days or so. I still haven't lifted. It'll be like, I guess it'll be a little over 2 weeks when I lift. I'm going to try to lift on Monday. It's Saturday now. And the reason why is because of an injury. I couldn't, I'm not going to get into the details, but essentially, that was something that was hard, pretty much unavoidable, right? I couldn't really do that. But I fed myself a load of my own bullshit and believed it, because within that time frame, I let things go. I ate like shit. I did not do my one meal a day that I normally do. For those of you, you watch my video on why I eat one meal a day. I did not keep up the diet. I made some excuses. I made some reasons for that. And I told myself that by doing this, by picking out essentially, that I would recover, restore testosterone levels. I probably did that. That's probably true. But I told myself it would be good, that it would be ultimately a good thing to do. And it wasn't. It really wasn't a good thing to do. It was bullshit, because I'm thinking about it now, and it's like, look, I made a lot of progress, and now, in my definition, I got fat. I gained about 10 pounds in that time frame in about 2 weeks. Not a huge, ridiculous amount, but a pretty decent amount, right? Not exactly something that I wanted to do, and it's definitely not beneficial. Right? Overall, the net effect is a bad one. It's not a good one. So not good, right? And then obviously I'm running today, and that's not working out too well, right? It's a harder run simply because of what I did, which is not good. And so it's not good, right? So now I got to get back into it, and I got to recover. So it's going to be a lot of effort to do that, right? I'm going to be backtracking. I'm going to be eating crow. I'm going to be trying to get myself back on track. But I'll probably make a second video about this, because there's another topic I want to talk about, but I don't want to get off track. I want to talk about just this idea that we're all susceptible to our own bullshit, right? You're always going to be susceptible to it. No matter how much. I did the video, right? I'm sure some of you have seen the video on making excuses. Not making excuses. What was it? Justifications. I think that's what I said. Justifications, or and how easy that is. And we do that when we make mistakes. And I talked about, I think in that video, about spitting the Big Mac out mid-bite, right? Being able to recognize when you make a mistake. But it's one of the problems with doing that is that you can bullshit yourself into believing your own bullshit, right? I kept on telling myself during this time, this is actually a good thing. This will actually benefit me by doing this. It'll actually be good because I'll be recovering. I'll be rebuilding my metabolism. Now, the problem with this is usually when you bullshit yourself like this, there's like a kernel of truth, right? So there was a kernel of truth here. I took a break from, when you eat a calorie deficit, when you eat one meal a day for a long time, like I had been doing basically for a couple of years, your metabolism, your base metabolism goes down, right? This is kind of shown in studies, and they do this with it. Your longevity of your lifespan actually increases, right, as your body essentially becomes more efficient at using the fuel. There's a lot of different reasons why. A lot of it is because of autophagy of certain cells that are unhealthy or dying off, and so your energy requirements become less. But here's the thing. Did I have to eat donuts and Big Macs and a bunch of junk food? No. I could have increased my calories, okay, while I was not able to work out, or I could have even done some walking a lot to keep that, but what I could have done is I could have increased my calories, but I could have eaten chicken and broccoli and, at least like brown rice and stuff like that. I could have had high calorie meals and increased that, but had healthy calories, had good calories, but had done something good. So, there's some truth to it also. I sat around and I didn't do a lot of work. I kind of played some video games and played Fallout 4. That was pretty fun. Actually, in Verge, I played that too. But no, and that's good too, right? That's good for recovery. I feel better about doing that. It was good to take a little bit of a break and just relax. I gained some benefit from that, some clarity, and it'll help me to push through again. But the on the diet side and stuff, I definitely made mistakes that I was feeding into my own bullshit, and it's dangerous. The other video I want to talk about, before I do video real quick here, about the danger of it, of falling off of the precipice, of like, when you do that, there's a good chance that you can fall off and not come back, and that's a danger, right? I mean, yeah, I'll save that for another video because that'll be a long talk too. But yeah, the big thing I just wanted to talk about, first, I just want to come clean, right? I mean, some of you are going to look at my videos and you're going to say, man, John, you got fat. Yeah, I did get fat. That happens, right? I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes from time to time. I have a playlist on me fucking up. It happens, right? I fuck up. But I want to come clean on it, and I'm going to get back on track. Now it's going to be a heavier burden, right? Because I've got a bunch of travel coming up. It's not easy to get to stay in shape on travel. That I can handle, but getting back in shape, getting back into training while traveling is really hard, right? And there's some places I wanted to go travel and go giving some talks and stuff, and I wanted to look lean and mean and ripped, kind of show off the progress I've made, and that's not gonna happen. But that's all right? That's like, that's the price that you pay for believing your own bullshit. So basically, point is this: it doesn't matter how big you get, it doesn't matter how good you are. In fact, sometimes the pride, right? Because I got a little bit of the pride of saying, oh, I'm so tough, I'm so fucking tough, I'm running 40 miles a week, bulls, I eat 1 meal a day, you can't fucking touch me. I still believe that, but but you know what happened, right? Because I had that, I started believing myself too. I started thinking that I was infallible in some ways. You know what I mean? And I don't mean it like to that extreme, but just enough to believe my own bullshit. And when you get to that point, right, and that usually that's how you fall from success, right? This is one of the main ways, is that you get to the point where you have enough success and you're just smoking the competition, right? You're just doing awesome. And so you start to like believe whatever you put out there. And so when I came up with that, when I posited that, when I was like, oh, I guess I should just take a break from the diet and just kind of pig out, eat whatever I want. It'll help me bring up testosterone levels and get my metabolism back up and all that. I believed the bullshit. Instead, I should have, had I not been in that place, maybe I would have questioned myself. Maybe I would have said, hey, wait a minute, John, is what you're saying actually true? You should always kind of ask yourself that, right? Especially when it's something you want to do, right? Because I want to eat bullshit, right? You should ask yourself. I should have said, wait a minute, John, is that really true? Maybe part of that's true, but is that what's it going to look like? And then one last thing that you could do, to test for bullshit, is like project out and say, all right, 2 weeks from now, what's going to happen down this path, right? Because you make the choices, right? Anytime you're doing this, you're like making these bad judgment calls. You're eating your own bullshit, right? You're believing your own bullshit. What you're doing is you're usually making short-term judgment calls, because it's really hard to believe your bullshit in the long term, right? So if I would have looked and said, hey, wait a minute, how's this going to play out 2 weeks from now? If I eat like shit for 2 weeks, what's going to happen? And I'm not working out. Well, you're going to gain a lot of, you're going to put yourself back quite a bit. It's going to be hard to run afterwards. Workouts, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to lose motivation. You could go down a path that you're never coming back, right? I should have thought about that. But yeah, so that's it. Just want to come clean, like I said, and just let you know, and keep me honest here. Like, obviously in these videos you're going to be able to tell I gained some weight. I'm not stupid. I'm still in good shape. I still got abs, but I'm not where I was. I want to get further than where I was. I keep stunting my own growth. I can never hit my goal, right? I've got this fitness goal in my mind where I want to reach, and I keep on stopping myself. I should have reached it last year. I'm gonna fucking reach it this year. I'm tired of this shit, but I got to stop messing up. But the truth is, one last thing I'll say is that I'm gonna keep messing up. I'm just gonna keep getting better at it, right? And realize, as long as I'm willing to recognize it, I'm still making progress year to year. It's hard. It's a growth process. That's why, you got to recognize it. Can't excuse it, but at the same time, you got to recognize it's never gonna be perfect. All right. If you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button below if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out the playlist on times I fucked up, because that's fun, right? Because it happens, right? Sometimes you got to know it, right? So, all right, take care.